Welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation. Today I have a story about a county jail riot. Southwest Detention Center, around 2001-ish. So before we get started, if you are new to the page, please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, drop a comment, tell me what you think, and share this video. So like I said, it's about 2001. Now, little disclaimer here. At that time, I was doing a lot of drugs. Like, enough to probably kill some people. Yeah, I was dealing a lot, so there was a lot available, and I was using a lot. And coming into Southwest at this time, I don't remember a lot of details on things. Like, I was still coming out of the fog, basically. And I was sleeping a lot coming in. So I can't really tell you what module I was in. I really don't remember. I wasn't in that module that long. I had already gone to my arraignment, and an automatic not guilty was put in because of it was a probation violation, felony charges. Like, that's just what it is. So they send you to housing, which is temporary for, I want to say, about 7 to 10 days. And then you come back for, I think it's called pretrial, where they offer you a deal and you can, give them a guilty plea, or you can put it off for trial. So, yeah, like I said, mine was pretty cloudy at that time. And, I'm in a cell, and I'm just messed up in the head at this point. But I remember I was in a cell with a big giant skinhead. And for the life of me, I can't remember his name. I know he was from San Gabriel Valley. Shout out to San Gabriel Valley. But that's really all the details I can remember of that. I do remember I was like a day or two away from going back to court. I see dude, he's shaving off his eyebrows. And one thing I did know was when those guys shave off their eyebrows, it means they're preparing for war. And I don't remember where I learned that from. Probably some skinhead probably told me that. I don't know. And I'm not pretending to know all their politics, but that's what somebody told me, so that's what I believe to be true. And so I tell this guy, hey, what's the deal with that? Like, is there something going on around here? And he told me when the doors cracked, they had targets in mind. The issue was with the prominent faction from Southern California, the Hispanic. I do remember asking, what that was about and what are the breakdowns on the numbers, who the targets were, because believe me, there's always targets when stuff like this is about to happen. There are people of special interest that are more influential and just basically harder to take down, so there's going to get more attention. So from what I gathered, the breakdown, there was about 20 woods and somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 of the Southern Hispanics. So once again, here we are, outnumbered. Like, that's if you're a wood in jail or prison, that's going to be the story of your life pretty much. But so, we had some time. The doors weren't going to be popping for like another hour. So, I'm trying to get details. And for me, like, the hardest part was always, if I knew something was going to go down, at least tell me why, so I have a reason I want to fight. I mean, I'm going to follow suit. That's just what you do. You're either going to follow suit or you're going to have something coming when it's all said and done. So that wasn't even a question. I was definitely going to jump. And from what he told me, the benches in the day room, it was a dispute over a bench in the day room. Basically, we felt we didn't have enough, and they had too many, and they weren't willing to concede one to us. So the idea was we were going to do our best to take it. So there was a big plan with this, because the thing is, when it comes to war, you have to be strategic, especially when you're outnumbered 2-1 or more. So the plan was, as I understood it, when the doors popped, the talks were supposed to resume between, our higher-ups and their higher-ups. And basically, our higher-ups were just going to get off, and that was going to kick it off right there. Element of surprise was the hope. To a certain extent, it worked. The thing is, guys, I am not going to give you these superhero stories where, we slayed them all and we murdered them and, you can't stop us, woodpile. That's not my get down. But I felt that, we held our own. All in all, we took the L. But, we got the element of surprise and things kicked off, and, it was pretty wild for a few minutes in there. Although I will say this, when you are in the middle of a riot in jail or prison, it seems like forever. 5, 7, 10 minutes maybe of actual shit going down, hitting the fan, seems like forever. Like you just, it's it is what it is. And like I said, the thing is, like we did our thing, and now we're back in the cell on lockdown. And really couldn't tell you how long that lockdown lasted, because like 2 days later, I was heading back out on the court line. But I know that it wasn't resolved at that point. Some of the main instigators had been removed from the situation, but, as long as there's solid people in there, it's, they wanted their get backs, and, it goes tit for tat like that, and people get hurt. I mean, it is, that's what it is. So, I know I'm going out for court line the next day, and I'm just hoping it ain't going to be a bunch of Southsiders in there with me on the court line, because, everybody knows who everybody is. And, if 3 of them are in the holding cell, then I'm going to have to try to get off before they do. Because if I wait, it's going to be really bad. So that was my thought process heading into that. And luckily that didn't happen. I went out on that court line, and it was, there weren't any of them in there. There were a couple of blacks, and there was like an Indian guy or something that none of them had anything to do with it. The blacks were kind of clowning, saying they were glad for a change that they weren't a part of it, and they got to kick back and watch. But, so I go out to court, and I get my sentence, and they ship me over to Banning Road Camp, where I would finish out my time in Riverside. And to be honest with you, Banning Road Camp, it's affectionately known as Camp Snoopy, because they're 16-man barracks, and all you do is watch movies all day. So, it was a lot calmer over there, and a much better place to do time. But, the moral of the story here is You know, if you don't do stupid things and you don't get caught up and you don't go to jail, then you won't have to deal with these things. You know, I've seen people in the past where they say, I don't want to participate in your politics. That's cool. You don't have to. But we're going to send you out with a few lumps before you go. If you go to jail, you're going to participate in the not necessarily in the politics, don't get me wrong. But if there's a major event about to go down with another race, you can damn straight believe you're going to be involved, whether you want to or not. And your odds are usually a little better if it's against another race because, you know, they're going to send 2 or 3 guys on you and lump you up real good, if not stick something in you, depending on where you're at. So family, freedom, and fitness are the ways to go. Don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.